Hey Brent, thanks for
Yeah, of
holding this space for us all. I could
course.
really um, the previous speaker, Brent Moore, I could probably say word for word. It's pretty similar to what the experience I'm going through now, in terms of that energy and kind of how it happened to me. And I was kind of clearing out kind of blockages on my chakras. I'm very in my throat chakra right now, and just had a question in terms of like some of the clearing work that's going on there. For example, like the first 5 minutes that we were doing kind of the holding space, kind of silent meditation. When I go into those type of meditations, I really just kind of let loose with the Kundalini, and it just starts moving my neck around. I just let the energy flow out. But I'm wondering if I should maybe be more disciplined, or if that's more of an egoic desire to just maintain like a desire of like stillness and kind of maybe fight it in a sense, but also work with it. And so maybe it's sort of like a partnership. I'm wondering if more of a more disciplined practice would help clear it quicker, or if perhaps I should just continue to work with it in terms of it seems to want to move my throat chakra, so let it happen. Just curious for your thoughts on that.
Great question. Yes. So, what I would say is, yes, we approach the process with discipline, but discipline doesn't mean sitting still. Discipline means creating regular and consistent space and containers for the energy to go wild. That's our discipline. So we sit regularly in meditation, or we lie down in meditation, or we walk, or whatever it is, journal, whatever it is. We do that with some degree of consistency to allow whatever needs to come up to come up. And so that's the balance. We'd never want to try and fight what's happening here, because it's not a problem. When the energy wants to, bob your head around and maybe kriya, spontaneous vocalizations, crying, smiling, whatever's coming up, this is what it's coming up to be released and expressed. And so if we are trying to be still, we're fighting it, and it's just getting bottled up, building up the pressure. What happens to most people is eventually it just explodes in like a way that they just can't control. And then what happens, and just speaking generally to the group here, is they end up having spontaneous kriyas when they're like at a restaurant, just trying to be normal. It's because they're not giving the disciplined container, they're not creating the disciplined containers of meditation, of just going in your room in solitude and allowing it to flow. So the energy says, okay, well, you're not going to do that. Well, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen at maybe an inconvenient time. So that's the way that we can incorporate discipline. Nothing wrong with letting the divine mother, the divine feminine, dance through you. So if we look at if we look at it in terms of energy, masculine and feminine, we want to have balance. So the masculine creates structure with time, with space. It says, okay, before bed for 1 hour in my room, putting my phone away, nobody's going to bother me. Anything can happen here. And then the feminine can enter into that container and flow. But the feminine doesn't overflow out of the container, because the masculine is holding that space steady. So that's how we can find the balance between masculine and feminine, and use those dynamics to go forward in our process. So I would say, I mean, this is real yoga. This is what all the yogis and mystics have been seeking. The awakening of the intelligence of God within their own body. And you've got it. So just let it flow. Just let it flow. Yeah.